everyone, this is Jasmine coming to you from my very messy apartment. If you are new here, like I said, my name is Jasmine and I post content about my small business as well as some homebody things, but I have some tidying up to do in my apartment. It is very messy here right now, and we're gonna have a busy weekend next weekend, so I want to make sure that this place is looking in good shape before I actually settle down and do some crafts this afternoon. But I have to do a couple things before I can do that, so if you would like to join me while I tidy up my place, feel free to put me on in the background. We can body double together and get this done. Before we get started on cleaning though, I have some focaccia bread that I want to make for dinner tonight, so I have to get started on that first so it has some time to proof. And we'll also have to take Bentley outside, so let's go do those things. Okay, Bentley, ready to go? Ready to go outside? All right, let's go. Okay, so I am making focaccia bread. I don't know exactly how this is going to turn out because the recipe I found online, I have tweaked it a bit. We'll see how this works out. I didn't have instant yeast, so I had to go ahead and use some active dry yeast instead. And I have already soaked this in the 1 cup of water that's needed. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour this into my bowl. And then next, it did suggest that I could use 1 cup of all-purpose flour and 1 cup of bread flour, which I have both of, to make the bread a little bit more chewy, which I would prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and add those in as well. The recipe also calls for some salt, so I'll go ahead and add some of that as well. And then finally, 4 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll give this a mix. Now that the dough looks like this, we're going to go ahead and put it in a warm spot for about 60 to 90 minutes. And then finally, some cling wrap, which I don't know if you guys also struggle with cling wrap, but I always fight it feels like to the death with this stuff. So I'm just going to do that, cut off my excess bit. And let me take you to where I will be housing this pretty baby. So I am going to place my dough here. And I know you're probably thinking to yourself, why is this woman putting her bread to rise in her bed? However, I do have a heated weighted blanket, this guy right here, and I do have it on a low heat temperature right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover it like if it's a napping baby, and we're going to come back and check on this in some time. Meanwhile, we're actually going to go ahead and tidy while we're waiting for this to rise. So I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning here in the kitchen first, since this is where I have some of the most clutter, but also probably the easiest space to clean since it's quite a small area. So let's go ahead and get started.
So the good thing about the living room is that there's actually not much to do. And I know you're looking over here and you're saying, Jasmine, that's a lot to do. Um, no, I'm not tackling this. Uh, this is stuff that are for projects. Like this stuff is to make a second floor pillow, like the one that my dog is currently laying on. Say hi to the camera, Bentley. That's my boy. And then we have some other stuff there that is for donate, to sell, to give back. Yeah. So no, I'm not touching. That's another day Jasmine problem. That's what I'll say. But let's get to it. What I will say is that I need to hang this. It's a picture of the green aliens. I don't know if you can see that very well. But yeah. I'm leaving this here so I can see it and remember to do it. Also, that table that I just folded up, this one here, we love to sit on the ground and eat with the dog. He does not eat our food. We do not eat his food. But we all kind of sit together and we'll eat. But we only have one floor cushion, and I'm not buying another one. So I'm gonna sew it. One of these days. This guy gets tucked back here. And then it'll do. It's gonna have to do. Right? Right, bud? Yeah. The dog agrees. At this point, I did not realize that my microphone was off. So I'm just showing the dough how it's risen a bit. And it smells quite yeasty at this point. I'm taking some olive oil, pouring it into my baking pan, and then I'm going to spread it with this tool here. I'm not sure what these are called. Let me know if you know what they're called in the comments. And I'm just making sure to distribute the oil evenly along the sides and up as far as I can, just to make sure that when I remove the bread from the baking dish, it comes out quite easily. So if you're making this, all you have to do at this point is scoop out the dough from the bowl, place it in the baking dish, and we're going to use this a couple more times. So let's go ahead and spread out that dough, make sure it's touching all four sides as evenly as possible. You can use your fingers to help guide the dough into the spaces that you want it to. It should spring back a little bit because of the gluten development. But other than that, though, you should be able to make it work quite easily. So this is what it'll look like. You can take your saran wrap, place it back on top, and we're going to proof this for about 30 minutes, wherever you would like it. So if you saw earlier, right, it was underneath my bed, but if you have another warm spot, feel free to use that as well. And we're back with round 3 of the proofing. We have seen a little bit more growth on this bread here. Can't tell too much, but it has definitely proofed a bit more. I did not have the blanket on, so it was kind of just proofing on the bed without any heat. That's all right. We're going to take a little bit of olive oil and sprinkle it right around the top of it. And at this point, we're going to use our fingers to create divots into the bread. This gives the focaccia its very stereotypical and gorgeous dimples in the bread while it's baking. So feel free to have fun with this. You might see some air bubbles develop. That is a-okay. They show that your dough is actually proofed well. We're going to once more proof it. And if you can see, I'm pointing at it right there and then. My dog is also loving that the heated blanket is on, but I have the dough separated from him. I want to take those papers from that table there, and then I need to organize and put away a lot of the stuff in this bedroom here. Let's get to it. So now that I have fixed my microphone issue, we are on our final proof here. And it's looking really good. You can see all these dimples here with the oil sitting on them. So I'm just going to add some sea salt. This one is garlic. There's a shop that is in the St. Petersburg area that provides different flavored salt, and I love just about all of the ones that I can actually use. So I'm just going to sprinkle some on here, and this is a time where you can also sprinkle or place anything else on top that you may like, such as rosemary or cherry tomatoes, things like that. But I'm just keeping it simple tonight. This is what is going to go into the oven here in a moment. Alrighty, so it looks like we're all tidied up. The bed is made. We also have the desk, which is also done up. And seems like this space is ready to go. Now all we have to do is wait for the bread to bake, and we'll be done for the day, ready for our next week. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you got some productive things done. And next time I see you guys, I'll be sharing some crafting as well as some jewelry that I've been working on. Until then, I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves, and bye!